Hello and welcome to another episode or podcast of M&H Breakfast Banter. I am Ron H in that, Ron Howard, and with me as always is the M Anita Menon. How are you today?
Much better.
Much better, good. Glad to hear it because you've been suffering from fatigue, haven't you? And you haven't been motivated much, right?
I was just having a viral
Yeah.
Ron.
Yes. Burnt out, I think, from too much work.
It's just a change of weather, nothing
Okay,
much.
okay. Well, today we're going to talk about employee motivation, more about whether they need it or not.
hmm
And of course, as usual, we are at opposite ends of the spectrum in our belief in this. So
But do we plan to meet somewhere in the middle?
we'll try.
Okay.
First of all, what's for breakfast?
Breakfast is, I think we love Caribou and we keep ordering from there. The coffee, the tea. You like their tea?
Absolutely, I do, yes.
Yeah, and I do like their sandwiches, and their coffee is obviously really great. But we've ordered it on U app.
Yes, indeed. The U app. Tell us about the U app.
The U app is the app that has sponsored our podcast, and
Thank you for that.
yes, and thank you for that, U app. And really, it's so easy to order. You just order it half an hour before the podcast starts, and here it is.
Right, let's go ahead. You're going, I think, to argue that you need to do X, Y, Z to motivate employees to work harder, and it hits the bottom line that profits will increase and everybody will be happy. And right, and I'm going to argue against that.
How
Some
people
of
are
the
always
time.
unhappy,
Some
and
of
nothing
the
can make them
time.
happy.
So you actually have a well-known study that was quoted in the Financial Times on your side.
Yes. So the FT article quoted that employees that preferred working in highly paid industries like technology, software, banking, financial services, retail, and pharmaceutical companies. So those are a lot of people's favored workplaces to be in. And I think the income levels have something to do with that.
Education levels, income levels, ability of choosing where to work.
Yeah.
So maybe you do need to spend money on their well-being and motivation, because if you don't,
They will
they're
leave.
gone.
Absolutely.
So we're on the same page there.
On that, yes, for
Right,
sure.
okay. So just to remind you, or the listeners, computer software.
hmm
Now, those employees generally are doing work that ends up replacing humans, doesn't it? Yes?
Yes.
Okay,
As in,
move on.
and what about pharmaceutical companies? What about retail, where customer
No,
service is a huge
I'm
aspect?
only picking that one out. In fact, computer software was the one that needed to have the highest motivation in that survey.
Yes,
In
they are
fact,
the highest.
one thing I disagree with on the survey is it said that this all fed through to the bottom line, that profits were generally 2% higher in companies where employees were motivated.
That's because attrition rate is lesser in those companies.
Okay, but how can you measure where that 2% comes from? It's such a low number.
Surveys.
It depends upon what the parameters are of the study. But I'm not going to go down that route. Just be aware of it. Just because you read
I
that,
think Financial Times is a fairly credible source.
I'm not saying it's not credible, but just tell me how you can measure that the profits have increased 2% because your employees are motivated. I think it's impossible.
I think there are all a lot of correlated factors. People performing better, being more productive because they feel a sense of ownership towards their job and towards the company. And when that happens, automatically it affects the bottom line in a positive way.
Okay, I think they're in it for themselves, but carry on.
So it's basically helping yourself and for the greater good as well.
Right. So the article, and we're okay. We understand computer software, banking, financial services,
Yes.
pharmaceutical.
Yes.
You need specific qualifications,
Yes.
experience, maybe there's not a lot of supply of these employees, so you've got to look after them. But what I didn't understand was retail, because retail, we get that you go into a restaurant, you're served by waiter, waitress. You go into a shop, you're served by somebody giving you what you want. Didn't really see how that would improve my experience a lot by the company spending money on training, etc.
I think people who join retail as customer-facing employees, when they get this training of soft skills, overall they understand the job better. They're able to perform better, and they carry their skills along the way. And even if they move companies, these skills just get better and better with their experience. They understand the value of that, and that is why they value working with a retail company.
Okay, so then we move down to the other industries, which,
Yes,
not surprisingly, are the industries that I'm usually involved in.
where the satisfaction of working in those workplaces is
Is
the
low.
least.
Which is heavy industries,
Yes,
wholesale,
trading.
and trading.
Yes.
So before we go into those, you're an employer. Are you looking after your employees?
I think so.
Right. Well, we don't have any here to prove that, do we? Oh, we do.
Yes.
Show me a motivated employee. And there she is.
Gosh.
So, according to this, an employee is happy at their job because of fair pay, job security, opportunities for growth,
Yes, important.
enhancing their skills, a positive working environment.
Yes.
So every one of those is a benefit to the individual.
Yes.
Not so much, doesn't say anything there about what they can contribute to the company, does it? It's all me.
Yes. So when all of these things work in an employee's favor, what in effect happens is that they feel like they need to give in their best at work. And when that happens, so when my motivated employee goes and meets my client, they give their best, and in order to sell, or in order to perform best in terms of creating content or whatever, they're very creative because they are in their happy place.
Creative. All of your employees are creative because you work in a creative industry
Yes.
where there isn't much repetition. Correct?
There's no repetition.
Of work. You're
Yeah.
creating
Everyday new
marketing
situation.
strategies for companies.
Everyday
correct
new
or not?
situations, new clients,
Yes,
new everything.
different clients. They're not on a conveyor belt where they're just
No.
pulling a handle or something like that,
No.
or laying bricks, right?
True.
So they're creative. So they need to be individuals, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they need training, or they need to have had training, they need qualifications.
Actually, even I need to give them space to be able to express that.
Right. So you'd call those white collar, I suppose. In the old
Yes.
way of saying it, they'd be
Absolutely.
white collar.
100%.
So far, we're on the same page when it comes to white collar,
Yes.
on the basis that they have choice of where to go.
Yes.
Right.
And they are highly in demand at all times.
Okay, so I've come over to your belief on this.
Yeah.
Now we'll go to the so-called blue collar.
Yeah.
Repetitive tasks, not creative, hence heavy industry.
Mm-hmm.
They're just one task, just repeat that task.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I need to spend money on training them?
So that they do their jobs better.
No, the job's the same.
Every
If I'm
single
driving a lorry from A to B,
day. Mhm.
whether you train me or not, I'm still going to drive that lorry. And I'm sorry to pick on lorry drivers, by the way. I'm still driving that lorry from A to B. I don't really need any training, do I?
No.
My salary is low, unfortunately. I'm easily replaceable.
Yes.
The employer is more likely to think about training or recruitment fee.
Easy to recruit.
Yeah, you can move from one lorry to another lorry.
Yes.
You can lay a brick on one building site in one country
Mhm.
and lay a brick in another building site in another country.
That's true.
What as an employer, I want them at the lowest cost. I don't want to spend money on training.
I would agree with
I'm
you
sorry.
on that.
There are a lot of them. And when I tender for jobs,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, there's quality issues,
Mhm.
but generally, the lowest cost gets the job.
I agree.
Is it the same with you?
Not in my side
No,
of
it
business.
isn't. Different life here.
Totally,
Nita.
totally.
So, are you actually agreeing with me?
Yes, I agree with you.
You're agreeing. Let's get this straight for the listeners. You're agreeing that blue collar workers should not have any training from the employer.
From my limited experience, I feel that there are limited opportunities for them to grow.
Is that a no then? That's
I don't
good
know.
enough for me.
I don't know.
That's good enough for me.
Well, my answer is that they should be looked upon as people who should be given opportunities to grow, but I don't know.
But they haven't been given opportunities with their education,
No.
with their training before. So,
But don't employers value loyalty?
no, again, it's a higher level. I will agree. No employer wants to see high turnover,
Yeah.
but these jobs are almost robotic.
Yeah, yeah. Anybody can do them if they have
Anybody who can do that job
can do
it,
them. Yes.
right? It's not everybody who can do your kind of job just
Can
because
drive
they've
a lot.
done
Yeah, of course.
digital marketing before.
That's true.
Right. So this means it's a very short podcast. We kind of
Agree.
actually agree on something, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I mean that these are facts of the
Oh,
world.
just let me ask a question. What's your training budget?
I have a training budget that is a percentage of the revenue that we make.
Right. Oh. And is that reasonably high?
It is reasonable.
Okay, it's what you can afford. It's a
Mm.
trade-off, right?
Yes, it's a percentage of our revenue.
Okay, so if you had a company, you were a construction company, and
Mhm.
you got 300 labourers, would your training budget be the same percentage of sales as it is at your marketing company?
No, it wouldn't be.
Why?
I would not assign a training budget. Rather, I would assign a gifts budget.
A gift budget?
Yeah.
A bonus, you mean?
Yes.
There you go, a bonus.
Yeah.
Piecework, in other words.
Because
We
that
used to
is
call
what
that
would
piecework.
motivate them, wouldn't it?
That makes them work harder and faster to
Yes.
get more money.
Yes.
So that's okay. That's one way of doing it, yeah.
Mhm.
That's not actually educating them, is it?
No.
That's just giving them
keeping them
extra,
happy.
making them work harder, doing the same job faster.
Yeah. A little bit to keep them happier, more satisfied.
Because the only satisfaction that you think a blue collar worker has is basically pay and health and safety.
Yes.
Okay.
And job security, maybe.
Oh, job security, yeah,
Yeah.
that's another one. But not the same as
Not what we have in our industry.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. I think so. We've basically agreed, which was a big surprise. Shocked that Anita and I are almost on the same page on this.
Yes, we are.
I think it's you that more moved to my position than me moving to yours, but that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Wow. So, can you tell the listeners where they can find us?
Absolutely. So it was a peaceful podcast.
Very peaceful.
Yes.
That's because
Because
you came over to my position.
that's why it was peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
Yeah.
taking the credit for this.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you for watching this podcast. If you have any comments or feedback, do make sure that you reach out to us on Instagram at mhconsultants_Bahrain. And keep watching us and subscribe to us on YouTube at MH Consultants. Thank you so much.
And next time, we may have a podcast where we completely disagree with each other.
Yes, that'll be more fun.
Thank you.